conferences, and I used to attend, take the mock interviews for the students, and my whole purpose and my goal is, to help the freshers, whosoever is interested to learn about cybersecurity and to, switch their careers into cybersecurity. So recently, I have been part of some groups where I have been invited as a guest speaker to speak on some concepts of cybersecurity. So yeah, this is a brief description about me, and still no one is perfect. We all are learning, we all are growing in this field of cybersecurity. It's just like a ocean. Every time, we'll get some drop of it by learning something. So let's learn together and grow together in this field, and I'm here to help you out with anything whatever you want in this domain from me. So let's move ahead, and as Prashad sir said, and sir
No problem, Sadiq. No problem. We'll take that.
yep. So yeah, as sir said, and as a couple of you were having questions that how we are going to cover it up. So as we all know here, most of you are just starting learning towards cybersecurity, and some of you might be having some concepts and understandings of cybersecurity, but for most of you it will be good if we'll start from scratch. That's why we wanted to know. So how we'll start is, we'll be covering the basic concepts of networking first, and then after knowing that, we'll be moving ahead to, to learn the things in cybersecurity. So when I say the networking basic concepts, so we'll be learning the small things first. For an example, like what is what is the IP packets, what is IP address, what is MAC address, what is, router, what is switch, what is firewall. So these are the basic things which you, if you will not be able to understand, then while understanding, the deep concepts of cybersecurity, it will be creating some confusion to you. So based on that, so because instead of theoretical knowledge, just let me give you a short glimpse of one thing. Just a second. Yep. So, for an example, let me show you. We are going to cover the first topic, that is the basics of networking, where our contents will cover all these topics, which will be including, what is client, what is server, what is network or architecture, what is a network, and what is data packets, how data packets work, then what is firewall, how firewall works, what are the types of firewall, what is IDS IP, and in this also there will be a lot of things. So we'll be going step by step, we'll be going one by one. So we'll be understanding all these concepts. So for an example, I will try to cover it in a very easy way. So don't worry if you're not able, to catch up on something. You can stop me at that point itself, and you can ask me that, can you please repeat it for us, or can you explain it in more easier way? I'm happy to do that. So for an example, client and server, if we are talking about client and server model, so how client and server works. So client is nothing but, from where the request is getting generated, that is client. It is very easy. If some of you doesn't know that, that's why I'm just
Uh,
covering it up.
Javed,
Yep.
one second. Are you sharing a screen?
Is it not visible, sir?
No, no, not visually.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Just a second. I
Yeah.
have shared. Thank you for letting me know, sir. And guys, feel free to let me know all this, because we are working, remotely, and some glitches might have happened. Thanks to sir. Otherwise, I could have keep speaking about this. Just a second. There is something. Let me just confirm me, sir, if you're able to see now.
Yeah. Now it is good. Right.
Okay. There was some issue that time. Thank you for confirming, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let me repeat it again. So, for an example, the first session which we are going to cover, that is basics of networking. So, on basis of networking, what all the contents we are going to cover. So, these are the table of contents for the initial topic. So the first subtopic will be client server, then the network architecture, then the data packets, then firewall and its types, then IDS and IPS. And if I'm talking about all these topics, don't worry if some of you or all of you doesn't know about this. Trust me, once we'll start discussing about it, you will be able, to remember all these concepts, and you will be able to, deliver about this to somebody else if they want you to explain them. So, for an example, if we are discussing about client and server, so I will be explaining it to you in a very easy way so that you should be able to understand. So what is client and server in a network on an internet? So for an example, if me and you are there, or any one of us there, we are searching something on the internet. So the person who is requesting something over the internet, that is client side. So that person is at the client side, that device is at the client side. And from, from where we are requesting the data, that is at the server side. So that is how a client server model works. So for an example, if you are searching something over your computer, so you will be the client, your device will be the client device, the client side device. And from wherever, from whichever, website you are searching for, that server, that website server will be, the server from where the request is getting generated. So that is how the client server model works. And in later parts, we'll be discussing it in a, more detailed way. Now, what is network? If you have to understand, what is cybersecurity, first of all, you have to understand how a network works. Because if you don't know, it's all about, you wanted to create a, you are willing to create a, build a house, but you don't know, what are the basic pillars and what are the basic materials required for a house to build it. So it's all about that. So here, just take an example, cyber security is the house which we want to build. For that, we have to understand what are the basic things, basic materials required to build that. So for that, it's very important that we should understand network architecture. We every day, we browse everything on the browsers. We use Facebook, we use lot of other websites, social media, and every stuff we use. We every day we are on internet for longer hours, but we don't understand how it's actually worked, how the network architecture is, how the request is getting sent to a server, how we are getting the results. So it's all about that, understanding those concepts. So here, this is a short diagram to make you understand about that. So how a network architecture works. So basically, this is a server. So how it works is, this is server, and this is, internal network. So in a network, what all the things will be there? In a network, different kinds of endpoints devices will be there. So these are the names. It could be anybody from all of you, like, there will be Ram, Shri Ram, there will be, Vyas, and Lokesh, and whosoever is there. So for an example, it's three of your systems, it's your devices. You are working inside a network. This is your devices. And then in a network, how it works is, there will be switches after, after endpoint devices. If I say endpoint, endpoint is nothing but the devices. It could be Windows device, it could be Mac device, or anything like that. So it could be desktop, laptop, anything. So these are the, machines in a network, and users are using this. And after machines, there will be, switches. There will be switches. And in some of the organization, based on their budget, they deploy or they use IDS and IPS. So IDS and IPS, if I say, don't worry about that, it's just again a protection layer which they use, protection equipment. I will be explaining it to you in later parts, that what is IDS and IPS and how it works. It is just for your understanding, I'm showing this architecture. Then, switches, then before that, routers will be there. And some organization use IDS and IPS together at the same level, but some organization, based on the requirement, they use at different level. So after that, there will be IPS. And after that, you all might have heard about the firewall. So after that, there will be, the firewall. And then there will be edge router, which is used by the internet. So there could be different routers, there could be a single router. It all depends how a network or how a organizational network want to use it. So this is how a architecture of a network is, what all the things are you, this is just to understand what all things could be there in a network which might we not be knowing. So in a network there is lot of devices which is getting used for protecting the data, for transferring the data, for delivering the requested data whatever we are requesting from any kind of internet. So these are the things, there will be routers, there will be firewalls, there will be IPS, IDS, and there will be switches, and then at the last there will be servers. Don't get confused, is it like looking very difficult for all of you?
No, no, nothing.
Okay. And don't worry, like it is just an example how we are going to discuss, and then we are going to discuss all these topics even separately, like what is switch, how it works, what is router, how it works, what is IPS, what is IDS, how it works. So this is very important to us, to know all about this, because once we will be knowing about this, then later on parts will be able to understand how attackers can bypass these all the security devices. So it is important that we should be first of all knowing these concepts. So how a data exchange works, so it is just an example from different, a lot of servers are there, lot of endpoint devices are there, data is getting requested from one endpoint to different servers and all those, and it is receiving the data after requesting. So this is just an image for your example. And now the most important question is why we are discussing about the network and all these concepts, because it is very important to understand what to protect, and what to identify first, what to value, and whom to value. So it is very important for a cybersecurity person, for an organization who is trying to protect an data from any of their clients and customer. It is very important for us also to understand. So it is very important to protect the assets. So if I say asset is nothing but it includes hardware, software, and data of that particular organizations. So if I say hardware, so any of the computer components. If I say hardware, so network and communication channels, whatever we are using, whatever networks we are using to transfer the data from one device to another device. In a bulk we are transferring data through some communication channel. So how secure that communication channel is. Then the mobile devices, if the users are mobile using the mobile devices, how secure their hardware is. So mobile devices will also come into the hardware. Then the software. So if I say software, then how secure your operating system is, whether it is updated or not. And all the the off shells programs and the applications, basically whatever the applications you are using on your devices, how secure that applications is. And all the sometime we use a lot of customized programs and lot of customized applications. So how protected that programs are. And then when I say data because data in nowadays is the real gold for us, because we all are digitally involved on everything, from transacting doing the transaction of our money, or whatever we are doing everything online. And nowadays lot of scams and everything are going on, because the scammers, the attackers, they just want to steal the data, because data is the real gold for nowadays. So when I say data, data could be any files, data could be any database related to your login credentials, your OTPs, it could be anything. So this is all about understanding the things, that if we are going to protect the things, so what all the things should be protected in an organization or in a computer device or by any of the human being. Any questions or any difficulties you're facing till now, or you're feeling like it's bit difficult for you and I should go in bit easier way? Please feel free to tell me that.
We are good, Jaya.
Thank you for confirming. Guys, if any one of you, yeah, feeling like that, please do not hesitate. I can go in more easier way. Please do not hesitate.
Even you can test me in the chat box also so that we can check and come back.
Yeah, exactly. Or else later on you can ping to the WhatsApp. So WhatsApp group is there, right? So
Uh,
yeah, any one of
we made it a community group anyway.
okay.
You can
Yep.
post the questions there.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so why we are talking about data, why we are talking about all these things, because network and data are the more this is the cut short. So network and data is the most important thing nowadays. As I said, data is the gold, for the real gold for us, and the data is getting exchanged through some through network, using some media. So it's all about that, and that's why we are here to to know more about the data and the network. So later part it will be totally little bit of deep dive about the network and data and network, how data is being getting used, what are the IP packets, what are the IP packets contains of, what is the networks and other stuffs. So we'll be discussing that. Before that, just a second. Uh, Sir, shall I explain them the cyber kill chain once again, because some of them were not there at that day.
Uh,
So,
Correct. Actually, the meeting time is up now today. We'll initiate
okay.
from today that tomorrow the same topic initially, then we'll
Yeah,
continue.
today I just wanted to give a the brief to them. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. That. One thing actually, from tomorrow onwards, the meeting will be 1.5 hours. Actually, we made the confirmation just for the introduction. Today we did cut short to the 40 minutes only. From tomorrow, it will be 1.5 hours. If you want to extend also, there is no problem. Based on our availability, we'll stretch to 2 hours also. If you are, because knowledge is, we can't cut short at the time. And there won't be more lengthy sessions as well, because ultimately learning is ultimate. So we will see what the possibility and best way to about the duration. And I will also put a poll in our WhatsApp community and groups, individual level also. What is the best possible time for you to the sessions? Whether it will be 8 p.m. or you want to in the early morning, like anything, you can come back to me. We'll segregate the what are the timings also. We'll sort out that. These two factors you can confirm by tomorrow morning, so that we'll reschedule and everything will duration and time.
Exactly. That is important.
Duration of day and uh, timing. Both
Yes.
just confirm the one by one, so that we'll sort out the both planning and all.
Yep. And even though if the session is going bit lengthier, so don't worry about that. The classes will not be going too boring, because we'll be discussing something out, and that will be interesting for all of you. So every day you will be feeling like, yes, we have learned something. And if someone is going to ask you a question on that, you will be definitely able to answer that next day to somebody else. So yep.
Jay, we'll put like this. Every day, we'll put 15 to 20 minutes Q&A session there itself for this similar topic on the day of let's say what you taught it. So that we'll get the repetition once again for the refreshment for the learners also.
Got it, sir. Yeah, yeah. I'm planning that, sir. It will be helpful for them. Yes.
Sure, sure. That way we'll plan that. And
Sure, sure.
weekly one quick session will be there. There will be some surprising gift and some voucher voucher will be there for you if you completely complete the quiz. That also is there. That is we are planning every week. Weekend one half day or half an hour. We can plan that.
Yes, we can do that,
That
sir.
will be more engaging for you. Sure, sir. Data encryption method tools. Anyway, after networking, that is the most important topic to get into cybersecurity. The more basics, foundation level, we'll cover that.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you guys for joining today. Sorry, I kept a very less time today as a first time. From tomorrow, session will be in 1.5 hours.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank you.
great day ahead.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me, home.
Sir, can I get the recording of today's session,
Yeah,
sir? Because due to some
I'm
network issue,
sending.
I missed it.
Everyone I am sending. Yes, we are recording.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sure.